Took her a while to get them out, but...
And there they go. They're getting ready to go to sleep. Mama's going up first, and then the little ones are following her up.
Time for bed, little girls.
Night, night, chickens.
They don't want to go to bed.
On my YouTube channel, the video Dewey's Worm Farm, Monique Holland wrote in the comments, would love to see a video on how his chicken coop was built. Monique, I would like to say thank you for your comment. Dewey and I are going to make that video, so enjoy the show. Well, hello. We're back again with Dewey's Full Circle Grain Farm Life, and we're going to talk about his chickens. He's got a pretty rooster over there and all types of chickens. We're going to touch base with Dewey. Monique's the one that requested this video, so I'm giving you a shout out, Monique, for your comment, so thank you for that. So here you go, Dewey, on to you.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Monique, for showing interest. Thank you, the rest of you viewers, for supporting AJ. What AJ was shooting there and showing you was my first 5 chickens that are actually naturally grown on Full Circle Green here. They were born in the coop, in the nests, and put up with the adult chickens. There was absolutely no problem whatsoever. As a matter of fact, I was worried about it because people or research that I've done has said you can't raise the baby chicks with the adult chicks because of the pecking order. Sorry, but the pecking order figures out that, hey, we need to take care of the babies too, because we had an incident where my little dash hound, we call her Tootsie, because our last name is Roll, and I don't know where she's at right now, but she went in there and she tried to get one of the little babies, and every hen in that chicken fence or in that coop attacked that dog at the same time.
Oh, wow.
She didn't know what the hell was going on, and on her way out the door, my rooster over here, which he got collected just simply because he's so pretty. I know you're not supposed to judge a book by its cover, but that's how he won.
What kind of rooster is that, Dewey?
That is an Old English rooster, they call that.
Okay.
Old English breed. And right now he's minus some tail feathers, so he looks kind of goofy, but normally he's got a lot more tail feathers than that. But I don't know, he must be in a molting stage or something. But anyways, when the dog was on the way out of the coop, or out of the run, the chicken run, he ended up spurring her in the behind. You know?
Oh, wow.
It was kind of amazing to me that the whole flock, they flocked together. That sounds really weird, but
yeah,
the whole flock flocked together and they protected the baby. So
oh, wow.
I don't see an issue with it. Now, I don't know if it would be different if you hatch these things separately, because I know chickens communicate with each other. I know this for a fact because my rooster will dig and scratch.
Okay.
And if he finds bugs and grubs and whatnot, he makes a little sound. It doesn't sound like that, but I can't talk chicken. I'm sorry, I can't talk Spanish either. Hell, I barely know how to speak English. I don't know no good know-how. But anyways, he'll make a little sound and the hens will come running and he lets them have the food. So I know that the chickens communicate amongst each other. So I can't tell you whether I incubate out eggs and put them in there if them youngsters are going to make it with the pecking order. I don't know if the pecking order takes level with the chickens communicating with each other. I am going to be incubating some eggs, setting some eggs this Friday, because I have to set them this Friday so that they are hatching out come Friday, Saturday of the Farming Yesteryear show up in Keister. So I'm going to set some eggs this Friday, and in 21 days they will hatch. So chickens hatch out in 21 days. I'm collecting eggs right now from these chickens. They'll end up going. Being as I have a rooster, I should have fertile eggs.
Okay, I have a question for you. So if you have a rooster, are you always guaranteed fertile eggs, or how do you know the difference from fertile and
Well, it depends if you got a submissive hen or not, but that boy, he's got a pretty good life because he's got 9 hens and they all look pretty submissive to me, so I'm thinking.
Okay.
Lucky dog. Anyway.
There he is with his...
Here he is with his throne. But it's not always guaranteed, I guess, that every egg is fertile, but your chances are better. If you do not have a rooster, you can't have fertile eggs. There is absolutely no difference in taste between a fertile egg and a non-fertile egg. Unless you leave that fertile, there are some weirdos out there that they will incubate the eggs for, I don't know how many days it is, so that there's a little baby chick in there, and then they crack it open. They mostly do it with ducks.
Oh, in the Philippines they do that.
Philippines.
They call that balut.
I'm balut. Okay, there you go.
Okay.
See, AJ, I just got more or less ignorant
Okay.
here.
No, it's fine, but I've heard that before.
Mean, to me, that sounds very gross, but as long as you gather your eggs every day like I gather them, you are not going to have a problem with it. The bottom line is that egg needs to be in approximately 99.5 degrees for at least 26 hours, I believe, before the embryo starts to grow.
Okay.
So therefore, if you collect your eggs every day, there's not a chance that you're going to crack an egg open and blah, there's a chicken jumping around in your frying pan because its feet are hot. I mean, that's ludicrous. I mean, I collect my eggs every day just because that's the habit that I've gotten into. Let's take a walk on down to the chicken coop. We'll go through how we went about building that.
Okay. So on the average, how many chicken eggs do you get a day?
I'm averaging about 5 to 6 eggs a day.
Okay.
Out of, I don't know if the one hen that hatched out, I have one hen that hatched out 2 eggs and one hen that hatched out 5. I know the one that hatched out the 5, I know she's not laying again. And I don't know if the other one is. So theoretically, out of 7 chickens, I'm getting 5 eggs a day, easy. We'll find out because we're going to gather the eggs tonight. So you're all welcome to join us when we gather the eggs. Speaking of which, I'm going to go grab the egg bucket real quick. And we'll go down and see what we got going on here.
Okay.
I'm just going to grab the egg bucket real quick, AJ. I'll be right back with you guys.
I love it.
We got Dewey with a little cute bucket.
All I'm missing is some flowers.
Dewey! Hey! Bad Dewey! Bad Dewey!
Oh, gosh.
So, what I've called my coop is the Rusty Rooster. As you can see here, I got a Rusty Rooster here. He hasn't quite rusted yet, but welcome to the Rusty Rooster.
That's awesome, like that.
My little babies up here. It ended up getting called Rusty Rooster because I had somebody quote me on airbrushing that with all the cool colors and making it look pretty like my other rooster. And it was going to be like $200. So I'm like,
wow.
You know what? Rusty Rooster's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's right. You got that right. That's true.
Essentially, you can see my little ones up there. Them are the 2 first ones that were hatched out. So they're pretty independent now. They don't need mama anymore. So I don't know if mama is laying eggs now or not. But I'll walk in here and show you quickly what we got going on. You want plenty of water for your chickens. Plenty of fresh water. I change that white water there every couple of days. This one here, every 3 or 4 days, I change that one out. So that is the most important thing. It's the same way with us humans. The most important thing that you need in your diet is water. Not coffee, not pop, not milk, not... The most important is water. H2O. Our body is like, what is it, 70-some or 80-some% water?
That's what I heard, yeah.
You know, so, I mean, it's very important that we have water. This here was my original chicken coop when I only had 2 chickens. Then it was just something to protect them, and I had them in the dog run. So I left it in here, and they go in and out of this. I don't know if they do much. I built them a diving board here because they like to bounce on the diving board. So they got themselves a diving board. Their feeder, now you can check out the size of this feeder. Here's why I love to, if I could free range my chickens every day, this feeder will last for a week when they're out there free ranging. This will last for a week with their feed, not a problem. We went out on a blacksmithing demonstration here a couple weeks ago, and we left Thursday at noon. By Sunday afternoon when we got back, this feeder was completely empty. That's how much food they went through in a matter of 3.5 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and half a Sunday. So more or less 3 days. They went through this whole entire feeder of feed. No, that's not for you, Mika. That's for the chickens. You don't like that anyway. She drinks out of the water. And then another one that's important too is that you have a calcium source for them. This here is oyster shells, ground up oyster shells. I do not agree with getting medicated or chicken feed that's already got the oyster shells and calcium in it, because your rooster does not need the calcium as much as your hens do. And if he's eating the same food, it can create organ problems for the rooster.
Okay.
So if they have it free range, they can eat it as needed, which they do.
Okay.
I was drying out some eggshells out there and from a breakfast that we put on, and they ate the entire collection of eggshells already, so I got to get more eggshells out for them. But eggshells are an awesome one to give them back to the chickens and let them eat them again.
Okay.
Like I said, she likes the water too. You hound. So we got an easy ramp for them to get up there. I was telling AJ earlier that I got one of my hens out here for some odd reason. This morning I come out and she was sitting over here in the corner and she was hobbling around. I don't know how she got crippled, but she's limping now. I don't know what the heck's going on there, but
That's not cool.
essentially she's getting better. She's hobbling around now. So one of the other things that you have to worry about, like I was telling you with the feed, the chickens eat like horses. Good God, do they eat? I mean, they tear stuff up like you wouldn't believe. That's why they make awesome composters. I've got a treat for them in the shop that we're going to feed them here. And it's more or less just leftover food from shooters that I cut up. It's pancakes and French toast.
Oh, man.
And
Sounds
I got a
good.
treat for them, so they'll like it.
So what I'm kind of hearing, though, we waste a lot of food, though. If that's what we have.
Here again, I'm sorry, but us Homo sapiens are not the smartest creature on earth. I'm sorry. We are still ignorant on a lot of topics. And I say ignorant, not idiots, because I stand to be corrected. I always say that we were all born idiots. That's not true. We're all born ignorant.
Yep.
Ignorant is lack of knowledge. And if you grow up to be an idiot, you have to be... It's actually a disease. Idiocy is actually a disease to where you cannot gain any more knowledge than a 3-year-old, and therefore you have to be taken care of your whole life. So I can't even use idiot because I'm sorry. There shouldn't be any idiots in our society, but whatever. But there are stupid people.
Okay.
And they're just plainly stupid because they don't take advantage. I mean, we've got the internet. Look at what you're reading right now and what you're seeing right now. You're gaining information right now. You're learning right now. And with the communication and everything that we've got going today, if you grow up stupid, you're a moron, in my opinion. So I don't know what the actual definition of moron is, but take advantage of it, people. You got information all around you.
That's right.
Absorb the information, learn, apply yourself.
That's right.
That's just all there is to it. You know, I mean, I don't know everything.
Yeah.
I'm still pretty damn dumb for a 50-year-old. What am I? Holy shit, am I dumb?
59? 59, Dewey?
No, I ain't no 59 years old. I feel like it a lot of times, but no, I ain't no 59. I think I'm turning 52.
Oh, I was way off.
This year.
Sorry about that.
I know, it's gray from a lot of miles. It's not the years, it's the miles. If I'd have known I was going to last this damn long, I would have took better care of myself.
I hear you, man.
You know, that's just me.
I hear you. I'm the same way.
There's a good piece of advice, too. Don't try to squeeze it all in 50 because you don't want to live to be 100, because you're going to hit 50 and go, you know what, that was pretty dumb.
I hear you.
Shouldn't have been doing that.
That's right.
So, as I was saying, the chickens eat like horses. They feed tremendously. So I got quite a few things set up that I want to feed my chickens naturally or let them feed. So I got to keep my bones and stuff away from the dogs. So I throw them underneath here. And these here I just threw in here this morning so the flies haven't had a chance to lay their eggs on there. But the beauty of this is like that is leftover carcass of a rabbit there. You can see it's kind of a messy, soupy looking mess. But I throw those in here and the dogs can't get to them because this is open during the day, all day long. And the dogs have free range, come and go, but they can't get under there. But essentially what happens there is I throw stuff in there I don't want my dogs to get to. The flies go in there. They lay their eggs, make maggots. The maggots want to crawl out and pupate. And the chickens end up stopping them before they get to dig in.
That's awesome.
So they get a very good protein source from the maggots.
That's good.
Now I try to feed that as often as possible. It's not a very pleasant smelling thing.
Okay.
I'm going to be straight up with you. It doesn't smell that great. But hey, you know what? The chickens love the maggots, so I'm going to deal with it. I don't care because to me, any expense that you can save from throwing in the hole and feeding back into your food circle just makes good sense to me. I can't understand why would somebody go down to the freaking store and buy fertilizer to put in their garden. Really?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Everybody, I don't care who you are. If you are a Homo sapien, you are eating food and you are throwing stuff away that is fertilizer. It may take a little effort to get it there, but come on. It doesn't make sense. You're throwing money away and spending money to buy fertilizer for your flowers.
Yep.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, you're right.
Think about it, people. You know, so that's another food source that they get to eat on. Another excellent food source is out front here.
What is this right here? What's
This here is a waterproof feeder. And I should have thrown some feed in here. Usually when I got ground up wheat or whatnot, I'll throw this in here. But the way this little critter works here is you fill it up with feed. And the chickens are very curious creatures. They come down here and they wiggle this guy. Well, you can see what happens when I wiggle that guy. That thing moves. So then the granulars fall out of the hole, fall down there. But the beauty of it is it's nice and dry. This is Tupperware. Here again, instead of throwing this in the hole, I hung it in my chicken coop, and I can put the lid on it, and there's no rain going to get in that.
That's right.
I mean, it's simple basics of reduce, reuse, and recycle. You know. So that's a water-free feeder. That's one too that if you're gone for long periods of time, you can put something in there. You don't have to worry about the rain. That one over there is not waterproof, so I got to hang it underneath the shed where it doesn't rain. The mulch garden out here, this is another one too that's excellent feeding for them. If you take a view over here of the mulch garden, you can see the chickens are in there checking things out. If you noticed the last video we did, the first video we did on my red wigglers, this thing was a lot smaller than what it is now because the chickens have been working it. So that is an excellent food source for the chickens too, because the wood mulch, it creates an environment for worms and whatnot to come up to the surface, because worms do not like light. A lot of your earthworms don't like light. So they've got a layer of mulch there that they can crawl around, and they eat the mulch, take it down into the ground, poop it out, and they provide excellent fertilizer for you. So mulch is a very good thing. Wood mulch is a very good thing. I've got another one of those over here on this side, because I eventually, someday, I want to be able to fence this all in, because it's easier to fence my chickens in and keep them away from the garden. I'll show you a little bit of chicken havoc up here on in the hosta bed, but I tried making them a dust bed, and they prefer that, so I just let them have that piece of land. That's just the way it is, you know. So this will eventually be in their garden too, and they love eating that. The run itself is mainly everything in here other than the screws and the hardware cloth and the siding on that building. Everything else is all repurposed lumber that I had laying around here and tore down from the barn, everything else. So all I bought for this entire project from that end to that end was the hardware cloth, the screws. I put in new screws, of course, duh, you know, but essentially it's all repurposed material. Instead of going down buying it, I couldn't tell you for sure. I know I've got probably, I think it was like $230 in siding for that, and I think the hardware cloth was like 60 or 70 bucks, something like that. Without looking at I don't keep that needless information in my head.
Yeah.
It's not necessary. So, and even the roofing on this here too, speaking of roofing, but the roofing material on this was cover sheets from when I built my building. Over there, I built a shed over there, and these were the cover sheets. That is what determined the size of my coop.
Okay.
Needless to say, I had this material, I could cover my coop, so hey, this is what size of coop we got going. So I got a 6x8 coop here, and roughly at 3 feet per chicken, 3 square feet per chicken, I can have 15 chickens in here, supposedly.
Okay.
I don't like to crowd my critters, so I'm only keeping 10 chickens. So
okay.
this fall here before they start coming in here. Right now I'm not too worried about it because they get to be out and about and have free range. The only time they're in here is at night. In the wintertime they'll be in here majority of the time because I have not got a roof over this. This is one thing that I would do different with this setup. Being I built it off the side of the blacksmith shop there, I would build rafters from here up to the roof line of the blacksmith shop there and roof this off so in the come winter time I could easily wrap plastic around this south and that east end except for the door and the other doorway over there so that they could still have air come through, but I could keep a lot of snow out of here. Chickens don't like to run around and play in the snow. They're not snowman people. They want to keep their feet out of the snow, so it would give them a lot more room in the wintertime to play, which that's why I have plastic down here around the bottom. I thought that would be enough area for them in the wintertime, but duh. You got snow from there out.
Yeah.
You can't get to it, you dummy.
That's right.
But
let me ask you a question about the dimensions of your bin or your shed. I mean,
okay.
If you would have had a 12 by 12 sheet, this would have been 12 by 12.
If I'd had enough steel material to build a 12 by 12, yeah.
Okay.
I would have built a 12 by 12.
Okay.
Whatever I would have had, the bigger the better, because they got more room to play, and the more chickens you have, the more eggs you get. The more. I mean, right now, I don't know what I'd do with more eggs, because a lot of times when I go to do a job or something, I go do because I got a portable welding service. When I go do a job, I'll throw a dozen eggs in the truck, and when I get there and I ask the customer, do you like farm fresh eggs? Oh, yeah. Well, my chickens are spreading the love today.
That's
and I'll
nice.
give them a dozen eggs just
That's
simply
cool, dude.
because I can't eat them all. I cannot eat 5 eggs a day. I probably could, but it probably wouldn't be healthy for me.
Yeah.
So,
I
mean, if you think about it, I don't know. Right now, eggs are okay to eat, and they're good and healthy for you and all, but 5 years ago, oh my God, you're going to get cholesterol.
I remember
and
that.
This and that.
Yeah.
But, I just look at the mentality of it. If you think about it, how much energy is in that egg to be able to take an embryo, raise it to a chicken that is strong enough to peck itself out of that egg and run around on 2 feet. There's some serious energy in that egg. So
awesome.
You don't need to eat a half a dozen of eggs a day to survive. But
yeah, that's cool,
you
man.
could probably live off of eggs, I would think. I mean, there's nutrition there. There's got to be. So I got the nesting boxes come off the side of the coop. They're very accessible. You don't have to bend over to pick up eggs and all this and that. Oh my goodness, them girls ain't been laying today. Not. I already know. I peeked. I know exactly how many eggs I got today, but they don't always use all the boxes. It amazes me why sometimes they'll use this box or this box or this box or this box. It just amazes me how they know where to go or what, but it seems like wherever there's eggs, that's where they like to lay. Right now they're using these 2 boxes over here. And this one's still their favorite. The last video we did, this one was their favorite, and this one had an extra one in. This here is just an extra compartment here because I had the support beam in there for the roof, so it didn't make a good nesting box. But it looks like we got, what, 5 eggs today? Oh,
one's cracked.
This one here is soft on one side.
Okay.
That one's soft on one side. I'm not even going to worry about that. Guess where that goes? Into the worm farm.
Okay. So question about the eggs. How come they're different colors?
Because there's white laying egg or white laying chickens, like the white chickens I have running around here, they're confinement chickens, and they're white laying eggs. They're the ones that, if you look here, the white eggs are practically exactly the same size.
Yeah.
That one's a little bit bigger, but them are confinement chickens. Them have been genetically modified GMO chickens, and they more or less, they want them chickens to get as many eggs out of them for X amount of feed as they can possibly get, because these big confinements, they're making money. And how in the heck can they make money on 85 cents a dozen eggs is beyond me. Because I'll guarantee you my eggs are costing me, I know they're costing me better than $1.25, $1.30 to get these eggs. I know they are. So I don't know how they're doing it, but I'm sure they're feeding the chickens just as little as possible to get what they want out of it.
That one's already up. I was going to help you. Okay.
Yeah, there's simple latches on there. And even the hinges and everything on here, these are all barn door hinges that I took off of the barn. I painted some of them I didn't. But It just goes to show you that you probably got a lot of stuff around your place that you could put together a coop like this. And I'm quite proud of this because I ain't a carpenter. So I think I did an all right job.
Yeah, it
with
looks nice.
I mean, if you want a really awesome coop, I'm going to throw out a pitch for North Carolina, or Carolina Coops, I believe they're called.
Carolina Coops.
Carolina Coops. My God, they got nicer chicken coops than most people got houses.
Oh, wow.
They're beautiful. They are beautiful. But essentially, you want access to be able to clean your coop. These here are just a feeder that I have for in the wintertime, so they don't have to go outside to eat. But I put feed in here, and of course, they got their calcium, their oyster shells here, and then their grit. Grit is another one that chickens need. Chickens need grit, and that's just more or less crushed granite, is what this is. And they more or less, they need grit because they use their gizzard to digest their food. Oh, wow. We got another egg in here. Somebody didn't make it to the nesting box. So, total for today was 5 eggs. Again, actually 6 with the one that was bad, but I throw that in there. This is another experiment here that I'm working on. This was a lot of tree trimming and whatnot that I did, and I'm building this stack more or less. I'm hoping that in about 3 or 4 years, I got enough of a bed in there that it will insulate for me to be able to induce red wigglers into that pile to help break down that pile. And the beauty of it is this should be in the chicken fence. The red wigglers crawl out and boom, the chickens get to eat, but yet they got a safe haven to hang out in.
That's right. Okay.
Another food source for the chickens, because the more natural that they can eat, I think the better off they do. Because put it this way, before I was free ranging them, before I was free ranging the chickens, I was only averaging about 3.5 eggs a day. I know you're gonna ask me, how do you get a half an egg? Well, duh. You know, some days are better than others. Don't play dumb with me.
Yeah.
If you're dumb, you shouldn't be able to figure out the computer you're looking at here. But anyways, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I know somebody was going to throw a comment in there, but I just ixnayed that one. Everybody's got to be a smarty. But anyway.
That's right. I hear you.
The bottom line is I was only getting about 3.5 to 4 eggs a day. And now after I let them start free ranging, their egg production went up at least by 2 eggs a day.
Oh, wow.
With the same flock of chickens, I didn't add anything, didn't take anything away. And I guarantee you, if I didn't have 2 mother chickens right now, because like I said, I think the chicks are independent now, so I'm thinking she's back to land, but I don't know how their cycle works.
Yeah.
I can't hang out here and watch them, so.
Yeah.
I mean, the bottom line is I can guarantee you their production goes way up if they're free ranging. Because they're getting bugs and everything else. A chicken's diet is supposed to be, from the research I've done, a chicken's diet is supposed to be 1/3 grain, 1/3 green, and 1/3 grain, 1/3 green, and 1/3 insects.
Okay, like protein and stuff like that? Insects?
that?
It's like protein from the insects or something?
Yeah, the protein from the insects are very high in protein. That's why a lot of birds love insects.
Okay.
Because the insects are a very big source of protein. And my wife thought I was a lunatic about having these freaking mealworms and whatnot for human consumption, and black soldier fly also for human consumption. And lo and behold, the other day on the radio I heard that by the year 2030,
Okay.
the bug industry for human consumption will be well over $8 billion industry a year.
Let me stop you for a second.
Okay.
One of the viewers made a comment that you ate a mealworm. And
Yes.
she's like, I told her, and she's seen it, so.
Big deal. They do. And you can get flavored. You can get flavored mealworms that are for human consumption, just like sunflower seeds in a bag. They're for human consumption. They got them flavored in Cajun and this and that. I mean, yeah, granted, this one here was alive, and I probably should have scalded it and everything else like they do the ones you eat. But you know what? I wasn't serving it to you.
That's right.
I was eating it myself.
Yeah.
And if I get poopies because I ate an infested worm,
Yeah.
it has to live in a clean environment anyway. So
Okay.
I don't think there's anything that big a deal. And like
Yeah.
I've always said, you know, we are so bacterial free in our society anymore. I honestly think that's where a lot of the sickness is coming from, because we're weak. I mean, we're about like the pigs in the confinement, where you don't dare go in and feed your pigs in a confinement if you got the Hershey squirts, because you could kill the whole freaking herd. I mean, really? When I grew up, my pigs ate stuff that would make a maggot crawl the other way. I mean, we lived fine.
Speaking about confinement, I think that's what you call them when they have those chickens, a chicken confinement.
Yes.
I think it's probably, you said you put 10 chickens in here. Did I
I
hear
put
you right?
10 in here. Theoretically, they say 3 square feet per chicken.
Okay.
Well, I think that's still crowded, but so I'm only putting 10 chickens in here. Theoretically, this should be able to hold 13 to 14 chickens, or 13 to, well, let's do the math here. Now you're going to make me sound like an idiot here again, because I can't do math in my head.
You're fine.
6 times 8 is
48.
48 divided by 3 is,
Oh man, come on, help me.
there
do
you
it.
go. 48 divided by 3 is at least,
Yeah.
well, 10 would be 30, you know.
Yeah.
So essentially 10 chickens in here, they're still doing pretty good.
Right.
So I can have better than 10 chickens in here, but all I'm going to raise in here is 10 chickens, because I don't think, I mean, I watch and it's not that big of a deal, but in a confinement, my gosh, I don't know what they're doing. You can, just east of or west of me here, there's a confinement of 6 million birds.
Oh wow.
6
Jeez.
million birds they've got in there. And that's the other one that really pisses me off. It really ticks me off, is I don't understand, we're in a human society, per se. Let's just take pigs and humans. I'm going to go off the chicken coop here for a second. But let's take humans and pigs, for instance. A pig produces 3 times the amount of waste as what a human does per day.
Well,
Now, you explain to me why it is you can have a confinement of 5,000 hogs, and it doesn't cost you but maybe a couple $100,000 to put up a freaking sewage system to digest that waste. But you got a goddamn community of 1,000 people,
yeah.
and it costs a couple $1 million to do the same. I mean, really?
Yeah.
I don't understand this, but
I hear you.
thank goodness, because I love my pork. Don't get me wrong, I love my pork and I love pigs.
Yeah.
People walk, or when people go by a confinement and they smell money, I smell barbecue.
I hear you. I hear you.
That's the way it is.
That's
to me.
right.
I don't know.
That's right.
Begs the difference. What's the what? Some people just smell pig shit, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I smell barbecue when I go by a hog confinement.
I hear you.
They're not nearly as good. We're going to get into. I got a neighbor down the road here that raises happy pigs. I like happy pigs. They're much tastier than confinement pigs. If you think about it, if you go by a confinement and you can smell that hog, think of what that meat's going to taste like when it lives in that confinement all day long.
Yeah, it's going to go in its pores.
You think?
Yeah, that's right.
You know, they're breathing it all day long. I mean, you smoke a piece of meat on the grill. Here's prime example. Here's proof in the pudding. You can't argue with this. But if you smoke a roast on a charcoal grill or a gas grill and add smoke to it or throw smoke flavor to it, and you get that smoky, awesome flavor to it,
Yeah,
it's because it permeated the meat.
that's right.
Same difference. If you got that pig growing in that nasty, ranchy smell,
Yeah,
it's going to permeate the meat.
that's right.
Proof in the pudding.
That's awesome. Yep,
You
that's
put
so
a roast.
true.
You put a roast in a dry oven and bake it. It's not going to taste nearly as good as in a grill.
Yeah,
So, the way I got this coop set up is this is called the deep bed method. I can run this full of bedding all the way up to here, which in the summertime I use very little bedding because the chickens just don't. The only time they're in here is at night. That's the only time they're in here. The rest of the time they're out and about and having a good time. I've only added mulch or wood chips, wood shavings to this twice in March, I believe it was, since March. So as you can see here, this is not very littered. There is some chicken poo in there and whatnot, but it's dry. There's no smell. Can you smell chickens in here at all? I mean, stick your nose in there, AJ.
no, I can't smell anything. It smells like
Smells
sawdust.
pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it works good, and I just come in and agitate it every once in a while. But the reason why I set the coop up for the whole back end to open like this was an idea that I got off of Carolina Coops. Like I said, they got an awesome chicken coop, and if you got the money, don't mess around building this. Go ahead and order one from them, but I'm sorry I can't see putting as much in my chicken coop as I would putting in a new welding truck.
Yeah. Okay.
But they do have awesome coops, and this is where I got the idea from. A lot of the ideas on this coop was from Carolina coops that I got, especially this open the whole back end of it type of deal. And I can put my trailer up against here, shuffle this in when I go to clean my coop. Very easy to clean. It's a matter of grab it, drag it out, and away you go. You don't no bending over and all that BS like I had to do when I was growing up as a kid.
So where do you put the bedding then when you're?
That gets turned into excellent compost. That's for in the garden. Here again, it's still raw material. It has to be broke down. Now they were saying that this will self-compost in here. I didn't have any luck with that.
Eating the eggs. Your dog's trying to get the eggs, Dewey.
Hey, them are not for you, you little cracker. You know better, you little sunshine, you. I don't know why you call you Tootsie. You're not nearly as sweet as a Tootsie Roll. But essentially, it's what we do with the what we do with this here is I end up breaking it down. So as we turn around here, I'll close this guy up. This keeps all the predators out, and I have easy access to them in the winter time and everything else. But I better put these up from that predator. And how do you like to get thrown in the ass? That ain't gonna be high enough for her, but. So essentially what happens when I take it out of there is I throw it out here on this pile. And as you can see, this here is a lot darker than what that is in there.
Yeah.
But this is the wood chips, and this has got all the chicken manure in it and all. And oh my God, it smells like earth.
That's a good smell.
It is awesome. So this here will be good stuff, and I'll probably take this out this fall before it freezes up. I will take this out, and this is what gets put on the plants and garden and whatnot.
Does this ever get hot? I mean, for it to break down, I know you have the hot compost, but with them scratching, how does it work?
In the beginning, but like right now, yeah, way down in there, it's not. Let's see here. I'll go down to my elbow. I'd say we're probably maybe 80, 100 degrees down.
Okay.
So it's already gone through its hot cycle.
Okay.
But as you can see, it's very, very nice stuff. I mean, it works very well. And I don't know, there's a lot of wood in here. And I know you're not supposed to mix the wood in with the dirt, because essentially what happens when you mix the wood shavings and wood in with the soil is that sucks up all the nitrogen to break it down.
Okay.
So that's why you don't want the wood chips. Like when you go to the wood chip garden that we had talked about on the Red Wiggler farm, you don't want to mix the wood chips in with the dirt because it sucks up all the nitrogen, and therefore your plants don't get the nitrogen. So wood takes a lot of nitrogen to break down, and nature will work its way. What nature needs to do, she will do.
Yeah, that's true.
So this here is just more or less, I scrape this up, and then the chickens come through and they scratch it apart. I I'll dig a hole in here. A lot of times when I got my compost in the kitchen that needs to come out, my compost container in the kitchen, when it needs to come out, I'll just dig a hole in there, bury it in there, and away it goes, you know. And I don't see any kitchen compost in there, so I know it's breaking down. So I'm just adding to it, and by this fall I should have a pretty nice layer of fertilizer here. Stuff that you'd have to go down to Menards and pay, who knows, $4 or $5 a bag for.
Yeah.
Well, you do the math, I probably got $100 worth of fertilizer laying here or better. And the beauty of it is it came from here. So we're continuing the full circle. That's where full circle green comes in. I'm trying to educate people that, you know what, whatever you use, you can recycle back in. I'm trying to get away from buying plastics and whatnot. A lot of times when I go to the grocery store, you want a bag for that? No.
Yeah.
I take my own grocery bags in.
Yeah, that's good.
My cloth bags. That's why that's crazy. And if you don't take your own cloth bags in, I got a question for you. Why in the heck are you buying kitchen liner bags when you're bringing them home? That's another one that blows my mind. Kitchen or grocery bags make awesome kitchen liner bags.
Yeah.
Why would you be throwing them away and buying kitchen liner grocery bags? I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah. Right, Dewey.
I mean, it's very small and minuscule, but if you
Yeah.
think of how heavily we're populated and how many of us there are,
Yeah.
you're talking a lot of freaking plastic. That's all there is to it. You know?
Yeah. That's right.
Each one of us ain't nobody.
Mhm.
Each one of us individually, we're a herding creature. Plain and simple, we are a herding creature. Each one of us individually can't make a big difference,
Mhm.
but when you put us all together, huge, huge difference.
That's right.
Huge difference. So, I don't know, I hate to rant and rave about it, but
Dewey's on a rant. Dewey, calm down. Calm down, Dewey.
I can't calm down. It pisses me off. I'm working hard for a living because millions on welfare depend on me.
Okay.
And, oh my God, we got a food shortage problem. BS. We're throwing too much of it in a freaking hole because us humans are too snaky to eat it. It's like it's like duh. It just blows my. I can't understand this. I can figure a lot of things out. I mean, I'm not saying I'm the sharpest knife in the drawer, but I ain't the dullest.
That's right.
That's for damn sure.
That's right, Dewey.
And it's like there's some things that I just can't wrap my head around.
Yeah.
I cannot wrap my head around it. It's like, come on, people, you know. But so that kind of wraps up the coop. Oh, I did not explain about the draft in the wintertime. Chickens are very cold hardy. You do not need a heater in your chicken coop. There are people in Canada raising chickens that do not have a heater in their coop. What you do need to worry about, though, is strong winds and drafts. That will cool a chicken down. But they got their down, they got their feathers, they fluff up, they keep warm. So in the wintertime, we get northwesterly winds, which that's northwesterly. So that wind is coming and it's banking across this thing here. So in the wintertime, I will stuff these channels here full of insulation.
Okay.
Just simply to keep the breeze from blowing down in.
Okay.
I added these guys here on the eaves because underneath here, this is open.
Yeah.
The roof line from the 2x4 down, that's open, but there was wind blowing in there, but it still gets to come up in here. I close this off with plastic here in the wintertime, so they don't have that northwesterly wind coming in there. But otherwise, I leave the rest of it open. And when they're talking them 20 below zero crap that we get in Iowa, not uncommon, I throw the door in over there too, because they're not coming out anyway, so then I put the door in there. But I don't put heat in here, and my rooster, he should have a taller comb than he's got, but it kind of got frostbit. But
let me ask you a quick question about your chickens in the winter. Do they still eat a lot, or do they kind of like go more dormant, I guess, if that's the word? Or
in the wintertime?
Yeah.
Well, I know they definitely slow down in egg production, but I think that's a lot of that to do with because your daylight is shorter.
Okay.
And that's another thing, too. Don't do it. Come on, people. Leave your chickens have a rest. My God, they're giving you eggs all summer long.
Yeah.
This crap about putting a light bulb in their coop so that you get more eggs, don't be so selfish. Give your chickens a rest, people.
That's right.
Come on. I don't agree with that either. I don't give them extra light or nothing. It's like, this is nature out here. I like nature. I think nature runs harmonically by itself. Everything in nature is equal. So, you know what? If my chickens are only going to give me 4 eggs a day or 3 eggs a day in the wintertime, that's okay. That's fine. I have no problem with that. But these big chicken farmers, no. They got the lights on and they're full of food. And
I hear you.
It's ludicrous, but I don't know. I don't agree with it. I think it'd be safer to, as far as food in the wintertime, they're probably going to eat more because they need the food to create energy to keep themselves warm.
Okay.
So they're eating more in the wintertime. Now, I can't tell you if they have increased or decreased because I just feed them. When the feeder gets empty, I fill it. You know? So I haven't kept records to see whether they do or not, but I would think, just or mathematically, if they have to produce X amount of calories to keep their blood from freezing, they're going to eat more food because that's how we warm up, is by we eat. And we create energy to keep ourselves warm. They're the same way. They're a warm-blooded creature. I got a treat for them.
Hey, Dewey, my last question real quick before you feed the chickens. Do you ever have problems with like raccoons or possums trying to get your chickens?
I have not had any issues with that yet. And that is the reason why... Excellent point. Thank you, AJ, for bringing that up. As you can see, I got lath nailed down here and 1x2s here, whatever. I just ripped these down here. But you want a good secure fastener from your hardware cloth to your coop. Staples does not cut the mustard. A coon will rip that off easy. I mean, a coon could rip through this if he wants to, but I kind of keep an eye on it. I come out here every day, pretty much. I'm out here every day, and I check on my chickens, feed them, gather eggs, blah, blah, blah. Here again, this is not a creature that you're going to have and neglect for 2 weeks. It's not like a snake. I mean, if you got a snake, that's awesome. I love snakes. And the best thing about a snake is you feed that guy and give him fresh water, you can go on vacation for 2 months. He's good to go, you know?
Yep.
That's not the way it is with these guys. These guys here like your attention. I can't get these stupid things to come up to me, though. I can't call them unless I got a bucket of food. Then they'll come play. But it's a secure environment that you want to have for your chickens, and you want to have a free range or free run for them to get outside, because they love daylight, they like sunshine and whatnot. And I take my chances out here, but I think I've got enough trees and whatnot that I don't have to worry too much about the hawks. And I also have the dogs, speaking of which, my dogs, that I honestly think, because the one dog that I used to have trouble eating chickens with, okay, she killed chickens. She killed 3 of my chickens already.
Oh, wow.
And I thought it was all over. So, don't anybody get pissed off at me, but I beat the hell out of my dog with the first chicken she did. Okay?
Oh, wow.
I beat the heck out of her with that stupid chicken.
Okay.
And I tied it around her neck, and I locked her up in the blacksmith shop with fresh water. So she still had water.
Yeah.
But I thought, you want to kill my chicken? You get to have it.
That's right.
Well, needless to say, she never did eat the chicken.
Oh,
And I started, big pussy me, I couldn't handle leaving her alone anymore, so I had to go relieve her. I was going to leave her in there for a week, but I couldn't do it. I love my dog. She's a good dog.
That's right.
So anyways, I ended up going in, took the chicken off, and blah, 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 and I thought, okay, I hope this solved the problem. Well, needless to say, it did not solve the problem. She got another one. And so then when she did that one, it was already dead, and I just more or less, I didn't know what to do. And I'm thinking, you know what, I don't want to put this dog down, but we got to figure something out here. So I was in the shop. She attacked the chicken. I heard the squawking going on and whatnot, and I come out and I'm like, Mika, you are one bad bitch, you know. She is a female dog, so it's okay for me to call her that. And she doesn't mind.
Yeah, that's right.
She doesn't mind if I tell her butt's too big either. We can get into that too, about how a dog is better than a wife.
Oh, that'd be another video. If you want to see a video on that, leave it in the comments.
Yes. We got to have AJ. If you want to have some fun, ladies and gentlemen, tell AJ you want to have a barbecue with Dewey. Oh, we'll have a good time. I guarantee it. Anyway, I ended up, when she attacked that chicken, I just come out and I took the chicken away from her. She didn't kill it. So she only killed 2 chickens, but she didn't kill the third one. And I just told her she was a bad bitch, and I was very disappointed in her. And I ended up nursing that chicken back to health, but I ignored that dog for a week. I would not let her come up and sit on the couch with me. I wouldn't pet her. I let the wife take over the feeding process of her, because I wouldn't feed her. I had nothing to do with that dog for a week. And today, or tonight, I guarantee you, when I let her out of the house to do her evening rounds, she will come down here, go around the chicken coop, outdoor rounds, and then come back around the chicken coop again and come up to the house. I honestly think that she is, and maybe it's wishful thinking on my part, but I honestly think she's looking out for my chickens, and she's probably squirting her scent around here.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what's making the difference, but I have seen absolutely, to get back to the original question about predators, I have seen absolutely no predator mischief going on around here whatsoever. So I don't know if it's up to Mika or what, but I do want to put an electric fence. That's another good thing to do, I think. And I do have the electric fencer, but I'd like to put about a electric wire about 4 inches up and another one about 8 inches up.
Okay.
All the way around the coop, so that if they do come in, right now I'm more concerned about my dogs, but they'll learn real quick. Once they get zapped once, they'll learn. But I think that would be a very good idea to do too. I just haven't gotten it done. Like I said, I spend most of my time working for a living because millions on welfare depend on me, so I got to do it.
There he is.
Civic duty.
Dewey is a man of honesty. He is a man of honesty.
Put it this way, if I piss you off, you're probably part of the problem.
Exactly.
That's not me. I choose not to live that way. But I'm going to grab them chickens some treats.
Okay.
Oh, let's go over the fermented grain.
Oh, okay.
Because that's another good one. So essentially, I I like to feed my chickens fermented grain, and right now they're on a strict oats diet, just simply because all I got's oats. So essentially what I do is I got 3 of these coffee containers, awesome containers again, but essentially I throw about 5 handfuls of oats in them. So this is the one that I'll feed them tomorrow morning. This has been sitting here for 3 days, because tomorrow morning I'll feed this one, refill it.
Okay.
And then it goes here. These 2 go over here. So it's just a 3-day rotation, and in 3 days it ends up fermenting.
Okay.
It changes the grain. The grain actually starts to, what do they call it? Malt.
Oh.
It starts to malt. So it actually is changing the makeup of the seed and changing the starches and whatnot into sugars.
Okay.
Like this stuff here it's actually sticky.
Okay.
So it's already changed the starches in the grain into sugars, and the chickens get a lot more value out of the feed.
Okay.
And then there's also not microorganisms, whatever.
Yeah, that's fine. Don't catch me off guard this time.
Enzymes and whatnot in there. Come on, AJ.
I didn't get the trophy for this video. I didn't get the trophy for this one.
Anyway, the enzymes in the kernel change to where the chickens get more of the proteins and whatnot out of the grain than if it was fed to them raw, is essentially what it boils down to. And like I said, it's a very easy process to do. I mean, I got 3 of them sitting there, so this is day 1, day 2, day 3, and I just keep rotating them, and I don't know, I feed that to them every morning. Drain the water off in the bucket here, and put the water on the mulch pile, and put the feed in the chicken coop, and away we go. But I got the girls some treats here. I got some pancakes and French toast from Shooters. So here's where they love food.
Question for you. You
Yeah.
got this food from a restaurant. How did you get the food from the restaurant? How did they give it to you? I mean,
Well,
did you ask or
one
what?
of my clients, David Branstead, he's married to the owner's daughter. So
Okay.
I just told him, hey man, don't be throwing that crap away. I'll feed it to my chickens
That's
and my
good.
worms, because that's where this all started, was from when I started doing worms, and I knew they had the restaurant,
Yeah,
the Shooters Bar and Grill in Forest City.
yeah.
And I asked him if they'd be willing to work with it. He goes, oh heck yeah. He goes,
That's
they're gonna
awesome.
just throw it away.
That's
So-
good to hear.
Yes, and that's one of the things that I'm shooting for with Full Circle Green, is I want to get every restaurant. I want to get Waste Management is located over here. They have a outfit, or they have a dump site by Lake Mills, southwest of Lake Mills. I'm trying to get with them, and I'm trying to figure out how I can get that greenhouse set up that they have set up, and actually get Waste Management to set out a different set of trucks that actually just collect food waste.
Okay.
And that boils all the way down to each people in the restaurants, where when they're cleaning trays, they're throwing food waste in one and rubbish in the other. The difference between food waste and rubbish. Excellent point here I want to make. Food waste is anything that once lived. Anything that once lived is food to somebody, something. It can be digested. The only rubbish we have on this planet is plastics, styrofoam, man-made stuff is what it boils down to. Yeah, chick, 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 chick. Come on, chick, 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 chick. Come on, girls. This is my one that's got a limp here.
You're kind of nervous because I'm over here, but...
Come on, chick, 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 chick. There you go, girls. See? Look what Daddy's got. Look what Daddy's got. Oh, yeah. Chow down on that.
I noticed your rooster, he likes to stand on one foot a lot when he's with his hands or his women. What does that mean? It's like just...
I am not sure what the deal is there. Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, you're going to feed your babies? That's the sound.
Oh, when it's food, that's what they make?
Yep.
Okay.
She's letting her babies know that they're there. That's chicken talk. If anybody knows what the hell she's telling them, let me know, because I can't understand chicken talk.
That's so awesome, though. Seriously. And there's the rooster. Oh,
Yep.
man.
Yep, here he comes. Come on, big boy. Some French toast and pancakes here. Here again, free food for my chickens, man. All I had to do was bring it home, and instead of restaurants throwing it away, I hope like heck restaurants and grocery stores. Here you go, little girls. You guys want some of that? There you go. There you go, girls. I'm hoping that restaurants and whatnot will partake in it. Yes, it's a little extra work for the restaurant to separate the food from the rubbish, but you know what? It's better for our planet than throwing everything in the hole and creating methane gas, because like I told you all before, we got enough methane gas coming out of our backside that we don't need to add any more to the atmosphere. You know?
Yeah, that's so true, Dewey.
So I just would like people to be more conscientious of what they throw in the hole and what we're doing with our stuff. I mean, I would love to be able to recycle 100% of the stuff we have. Right now I'm paying for Waste Management to come and pick up my dumpster, and they come and pick up my dumpster once a month because that's the minimum I can go, and they're coming and picking up 3 bags of trash. That's all they're picking up, and I'm trying to eliminate that to where I have no trash, but it's hard to do.
So you're trying to get to zero waste.
I'm trying to get
awesome.
to zero waste, but it's hard to do because I like beef.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
You go to the store and you try to buy beef without it being freaking prepackaged or without them throwing it in something that doesn't biodegrade. It's virtually impossible. Everything is wrapped in plastic because it's fantastic and whatnot. Here you go, girls. Chow down.
With Dewey's Full Circle Grain project in action, finances would be greatly appreciated, and
Yes.
eventually he's going to need people to help maintain it. So he'll probably have a business, and he's going to hire people. So
it would be nice. I would love to. I would love to be a big deal, and essentially, way I'm going to work it because I personally think the whole monopoly game that we play with, the fake money that we play with every day, and our whole freaking society depends on the almighty dollar.
yeah,
I'm not going to be paying out in wages.
That's
It's
right.
a matter of you come and work, you get food.
that's awesome.
So you can be like be a bum if you want to call it that. I don't
Yeah.
care. Whatever, but you come and you help out, make the project work.
That's right.
You get your return in nutrition.
Yeah, that's right.
Which you're going to be paying for anyway. I have
Exactly.
one of my customers too, it was just blew his mind because he raises pigs. And I did a job for him, and he goes, well, maybe instead of you writing me a bill, we'd trade a pig, because I come to find out that he raised his own pigs. And I'm like, yeah, I'll do that. He's like, seriously?
Oh, yeah, caught him
I'm
off
like-
guard.
I'm like, why not?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't I do that?
Yeah.
He says, I'm going to have to go to the grocery store and
That's
buy
right.
it anyway.
That's good,
So
Dewey.
why wouldn't I? You bet I'll do that. You're raising
awesome.
the pigs for me. I says, I'll never send you a bill. I haven't written him out a bill yet.
Awesome.
I call him my piggy bank.
A pig.
He's my piggy bank.
That's awesome,
If I
Dewey.
need a pig, my grandson come home for his 5th month birthday party, and we roasted a pig up here. An
Oh, nice.
86-pound pig. I roasted the whole hog.
Oh, wow.
Butterflied him, put him on the grill. And,
Oh, wow.
Oh, it was awesome, and I mean, he's not a real huge confinement. They're still confined pigs,
Yeah.
but it's not a big, huge confinement. But that's why I was saying the young lady down the road from me here, Sam is her name. I definitely want to do a video with you on that if it's okay with her, because she's got an awesome project going of raising, I call them happy pigs. They're outside, they're enjoying the roots and vegetables and whatnot. You know, they're got to be a lot better tasting pig, and I want to do a comparison with store-bought styrofoam pig versus happy pig. Put
Well-
them side by side, but
Well, if you can connect with her, we can do a video if she's interested.
I would think she would
That'd
be
be
interested
awesome.
in doing that. She
That's
does
awesome.
a lot on Facebook and whatnot. I don't know what her Facebook address is right now. Sorry about that, Sam.
Oh,
But yeah, she's doing an awesome project, I think, and I want to get some of her pigs out here, or go down and buy a pig from her and put it out here when my apples start falling, so I can have apple swine. Is what I'm going for.
okay. Does she have a shout-out name for her farm or anything, or is it confidential?
Here again, I
Oh, that's okay. That's okay.
don't know it.
That's
I
fine.
know, but I will definitely get that information. I will contact her.
That's fine.
And I mean, she's raising some pigs where I believe she's the only breeder in Iowa that's breeding this style of pig.
Okay.
But she's got this musseline pig. It's a Chinese pig.
Oh, wow.
That is.
Oh, I got to see that. That's
They're
cool.
really a. Okay, so if you guys are interested in viewing Sam's farm and her pigs and her operation she's got going there, let AJ know. I will talk to Sam. I'm more than positive that she would be interested in doing so. You all take care of yourselves, behave, and remember, reduce, reuse, and recycle. All right? Peace out, everyone.
Thank you, Dewey. Thanks, viewers. Everyone take care. Subscribe, like, and leave a comment in the box below. You guys have a great day.